Hi everyone, this is Alma coming to you from Huntington Beach, California. Today is Friday, February 9th of the year 2024, and this is FlossTube number 109. So as always, I want to welcome you all. Welcome back to all my current viewers and subscribers, and thank you, as always, for your continuing support. And I want to say a special welcome to anybody that is visiting for the first time or a new subscriber. Um, I hope that you like what you see, you find a reason to stay, subscribe if you haven't already, and continue to follow me on my stitching journey. I hope that everybody's doing well. I hope that everybody's staying safe and sound. Everything's okay here. I just got super busy all of a sudden. Um, I also got sick. I did have a cold. It wasn't COVID, but it was a cold that knocked me out for quite some time. But that's just the start of the semester for you. For one of my classes, I'm packed in this lecture hall with like 130 something students. So there's, it just happens. Pretty much every single semester that people start getting sick. Um, but other than that, everything's okay. Just getting into the rhythm of things. I started work last week as well, so now we're really getting into the regular schedule. I know I haven't posted in quite some time, so I do want to mention um, everything that I stitched on last month, because apparently I haven't posted all of January. Oops. Um, but I do have those. I do have those whips from last month, and I'm obviously going to also talk about the plans for next month and well February and March. Well, yeah, just soon. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to the stitching. And I do have my spreadsheet, so I think I have everything that I need. Um, there's no particular order to this because I just literally just went through my phone pictures to see what I worked on, and that's what I went off of. Um, so the first one that I have here to show you is my Moon Charmer. This is a piece from Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It's one of my focus pieces this year. I do want to work on this at least once a month, get 500 stitches in. And so far so good. I did January's part. I just have to do um, February's portion. So I believe that this isn't too exciting. I think I still, yeah, I stuck to just all black. I'm still working on this side, like the bottom portion of the whip. So just make sure that I can show everything on screen. But yeah, I basically just kept working on her hair. It was just 500 stitches of all black. Knocked it out pretty quickly and then moved on to the next. moved on to the next piece. Um, but yeah, the plan is to go ahead and keep doing the 500 stitches every month. So I get some progress on it because it is one of my larger pieces that, you know, should get work done. And I don't know where I'm gonna put these as I go along. So, next up is one of my focus pieces from last year. I wasn't able to finish her, unfortunately, as I planned to do last year. Um, but here she is. This is Portrait of Veronica by Mirabilia, one of Nora Corbett's designs. We all know her, we all love her. And for her, I did add 400 stitches, even though they're teeny tiny little stitches. You know, every little stitch counts in this situation, or every situation, right? So I decided to do the skin 1/1, which is basically what kind of not screwed me over per se, but screwed me over because obviously I'm gonna be going very slowly. Um, so the stitches just have been in that arm. Um, so again, just slow and steady progress on this one. Um, I may actually pick it up this weekend and just work on her so I can get, you know, at least 200 stitches done on her. One of the categories that Sammy from Sammy J Stitches picked this month is paper pattern. So I'll be using Veronica for that one. Another paper pattern that I do have though is my dimensions kit that I worked on. This is mason jar lineup, and I also want to make sure that I work on this at least once a month. What I've done is I've picked, I think it's 4 or 5 different projects that I want to make sure that I touch at least once a month. So this um, Moon Charmer is one of them, and this is my second one. So again, this one I also want to make sure that I get 500 stitches on it because I just haven't worked on it at all. Like I've been stuck in the same place for forever. Um, but I finally finished that first with the first couple of jars. I let me see if I can zoom in. I made sure to do like all the back stitching. So yeah, so it's fully completed and now I can move on to the others. Um, so I'm including that back stitching as part of those 500 stitches. Obviously, well, not obviously, but I'll just include it. Um, so it's another piece that I have to touch on February. I do most of my stitching now on the weekends. So I may have to just kind of dedicate a day to each of these and hope I can get that knocked out sooner rather than later. And then another piece that I do not have the cover sheet for. Everything's still pretty much the same from the Whip Parade. Um, is my change of seasons. So that one is another one that I want to do 500 stitches on, and that one I'm trying to stitch on each season as we're in it. So right now, at least where I live, we're in winter time, and we will be for another month and a half or so. Um, so I'm stitching on the top half. That's just winter. And for this time, like I'm trying to fill in. I'm just gonna move this because I don't know what I'm showing you guys. There we go. Now I can see what you're seeing. I am filling in the confetti on that tree. That's really my focus. And eventually I'll go ahead and move and keep going on that blue because it's really just one color and I can just um, power through with like 1 or 2 colors and then that's it. It's done. So that's one that's also getting some love. Another piece that I worked on January that it's not necessarily one of my focus pieces, but it's still going to be. Eventually, it's going to become a focus because I do want to finish this. This is my oldest whip. This is mini one from Zindi Nielsen, and this is by Hade. I started this in 2018, so it is one of my It's my oldest whip, which is why I want to finish it soon. And for this one, I focused on so she's coming along so well, isn't she? Like I just started stitching on the black. And so that suddenly whoop, like that just brought me down here. Also the dark brown as you can see. Um but yeah, suddenly it's like, oh wow, she has hair. um and obviously I'm still like I'm just going down the line. I'm just trying to fill in I just look to see what color is next to see like from top to bottom, and then just stitched on that. So there goes my fingernail. Well, so much for press-ons, right? Um, but this is what she looks like right now. Yeah, there we go. Not much to look at um, for like the rest, right? It's just sky that I had to power through. But now we finally are getting to her. And so yeah, so she actually got, let me see, I do have those numbers. For her, she got quite a bit of work done. She got 2,300 stitches done um, last month in January. And then, let me see, what is this one? Okay. That one I do have to show you on my phone. Um, for this one, it's one of those, um, it's one of the more involved pieces, so I did want to make sure that I'd worked on it while I was on vacation, while I had the opportunity to just sit down and do all those color changes. Because I am talking, of course, of my Amy Stewart supersized max color version of Reader's Paradise, which is this lovely project right here. And for this one, I do want to make sure that I, again, just gave it the time it deserved. I'm still just at one corner though. So, yeah, you can see I'm stitching this on 25 count and it's still like massive. I don't even know where it is. Here we are. So, this is where we're at so far. Trying to make sure that it's on frame. Um, for the most part, I worked on this section right here. Basically, this entire stack of books is brand new from the last time that I picked it up. So I just powered through and worked on that stack. And then I moved to the bottom and started working on the floor. So the plan is to make this my vacation project. So whenever I'm off of school, um, I'll go ahead and work on it. There are some sections like that carpet does have a lot of just like a lot of the same color, so I can still work on those sections when I'm not on break. But yeah, it'll definitely be my summer break and winter break project. And then another piece that I worked on that is also getting progress done every month is another one of my full coverage pieces that, you know, if my phone would cooperate with me, it would be great. But this is one of my newer projects. It's not available on Etsy anymore. I'm not sure where you would be able to find it, if at all. But this is Amsterdam by Slata Cross Stitch. Oop. Focus. I don't know if it'll want to focus. Okay, let me try this. I guess you're not. Well, obviously you're not gonna be able to see if it goes dark. But it's a view. It's a river with a little bridge in the back, and the bike for like with the obviously with the colored accents. And for this one, I did, like, I think I showed it to you in my last video. I did keep going with it. I am at 62% on this one now. So, it's backwards. This is where we're at now. I was able to find that missing color. So I went ahead and basically kept going with the bike. kept going with the bike. The sky is also pretty much finished. And I think um, for this one, I am gonna go from the bottom towards the top now, so that I don't have to worry about moving around the Q-snap too much. But yeah, so that's another piece that I worked on. Next one, I'll just show you my phone because I don't have the cover for this one either. Um, but this is one of my focus pieces for this year. This is the Eternal Promise, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Matt Stewart, and this is getting at least 2,000 stitches every month. So, since the last time I showed it to you on my FlossTube, okay, it's fine. I worked on the top again for those 500 stitches. I started doing the border at the top and then some of the dark colors at the top. But I did finish that 844 color, so I did manage to finish the bottom. It took some doing. I actually miscounted somewhere. Well, actually, I could tell you exactly where. I miscounted in this, literally like this section right here. Is this right? Yeah. Focus, Alma. Um, so everything was off by one square, 10 stitches. So I basically had to undo everything from, again, this little corner towards somewhere like down here, which is where I found the mistake, which was like 900 stitches. It was 900 stitches that I needed to undo and suddenly just restitch all over again. I was not a happy camper, because it was just one of those mistakes that I couldn't fudge, right? The mistake was like at a very specific place where I wouldn't have been able to fudge around it. So I had to undo everything and then restitch it. um, my boyfriend, God bless him, he's like, "Oh yeah, like you can finish that in no time." And this, I was still at school when I was working on that section, so it was like 2 weeks worth of work that I just needed to delete. um, but yes, like because at that point I was on break, um, I did, make it up in no time, but I was still frustrated. I was still angry. I was not happy about it. But yeah, so I did do the 2,000 stitches in January. So the plan is to just go ahead and keep working on, again, I'm trying to just stay within one area. So like I'll put on the Q-snap and try to do as much as possible in one section. Um, so I'll go ahead and keep working on that area and hopefully get to the corner of the border at least eventually or soon. Um, Besides this one, the last piece that is getting some monthly love is my Sleeping Beauty pattern. Again, I found this on Etsy, but I don't think it's available anymore. The Etsy shop was called Stitch Fairy Treasures. It may still be available. I'm not quite sure. But this one I do want to finish it. So just like last year I had chosen Portrait of Veronica to finish by the end of the year, this is the piece that I've chosen for this year. It's a much easier goal. Well, easier. It's 500 stitches a month. um, so it's better. Like it's a little bit more attainable than what I had done with a Portrait of Veronica and Sea Glass previously. Sea Glass, I remember, was something like 1,700 stitches a month. So this one is again just much more manageable. I do still have this in the Q snap, but this is what we're at so far. I did do both January and February. I got both parts done so far, and mostly because it's now compatible with Pattern Keeper, I've just been going off of finishing colors because that's just faster and easier. Um, but yeah, so I won't pick this up until March, and then I'll just put that on my lap, I guess. The last piece that I've been working on is one that I'm hoping to finish or get some decent progress on it. And apparently I type in my password too fast. Okay. This is my Disney villain ladies from Zana Cross Stitch. This is them. There we go. And right now I'm working on Ursula, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start Maleficent because they both, like, the bottom third of both of them is all black. So I kind of don't want to just stop black but then skip 2 rows or 2 columns of stitches and then keep going with the black. I might as well do all of the black. But that's, oops, there goes my hair clip. That's the one that I was working on yesterday, so this is where we're at with her. She is, I think, at 80 something percent done. I'm trying to bounce around with this one between finishing up the confetti over here and working on the black and the 931 down here. But yeah, I don't have too much to go up here. So once I finish her necklace, I'll go ahead and move the Q-snap so that I can work on Maleficent at the same time that I'm finishing up Ursula. Because yeah, it's just same colors. So there's like a little bit of white over here where her torso is. But other than that, it's just 939 and 310. But yeah, so that's basically what I've been working on. Stitching kind of just grinded to a halt as soon as I started school. So Ursula has been my main focus for the last couple of weeks, but I do want to switch over now because I feel like I've been working on her too long, and I do want to make sure that I work on my monthly pieces, um, relatively soon. So yeah, so the plan for the next couple of weeks is to just go ahead and get those monthly whips done. But I'm also thinking of starting something new. I'm getting the itch, and so I think I'm gonna start a couple of the children craft pieces that I recently bought. Um, so yeah, we shall see. We'll see if I start one, maybe two. I'm not sure. But I do want to also finish stuff. It's the everlasting, you know, conundrum. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. Um, I do hope to get back to the regular, bi-weekly videos if possible. Um, the school workload seems a lot more manageable this semester, so I also have I got like really good roommates this year that are also on top of things. So a lot of times we just knock out our assignments as soon as possible, and then that's it. We can relax. So I'm hoping that I can post more regularly. But as always, thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much for your support. I wish you all a very relaxing weekend, and I'll have a relaxing weekend, a productive week, and I hope that you always find the time to do the thing that makes you happy. Until next time, ciao!